It's a tradition that spans the generations. It's guts and brawn, sweat and stamina. It's hard work and determination. It's where young men learn to work together and fight as a team. The game plans are in place, and the drills have been run. The uniforms and gear is on, and the players are ready to go. It's the smell of a fresh-cut field and the roar of a large crowd. The band begins to march in cadence to the beat of the drum, and the trek to the stadium begins. The cheerleaders have the spirit, and the cheers are ready. Can you feel it? That burn in your gut as the time gets closer. The adrenaline gets stronger and stronger. It's time. It's time. It's time for high school football.
All right, General fans, get on your feet. It is time for the Walk of the General.
County bragging rights are on the line tonight as the Ringgold Tigers visit Heritage to meet the Generals. Hello, everybody. Alongside Scott McMahon, I'm Chris Goforth as we welcome you into another week of Dr. Pepper Friday Night Rivals presented by CHI Memorial. And Quake, what a good one we have got in store tonight. A couple of teams off to 2-0 starts. And a lot of expectations on both programs this year.
No question. It's going to be a tremendous atmosphere tonight, too. But just so many fantastic playmakers. We'll be talking about them all night long. But you've got just a great backfield as far as the running game goes for Ringgold. And, boy, Heritage loves to throw it in the air. And they got a ton of receivers as targets that are out there, and they can get the job done, put it in the end zone.
For more on tonight's game, let's check in with the third member of our team, Mackenzie Johnson. She has got tonight's CHI Memorial keys to the game. Mackenzie?
Thanks, Chris. And here are tonight's CHI Memorial's keys to the game. For the away team, Ringgold wants to get at least 2 to 3 turnovers in this game. They want to minimize penalties, and they want to protect the football at all costs. For the home team, the Heritage Generals, they want to limit turnovers, limit penalties, and they don't want to give up any big plays for Ringgold.
Thank you very much, Mackenzie. When we
takes the ball. Ringgold will kick. Heritage to start on offense.
Dr. Pepper Friday Night Rivals presented by CHI Memorial. Chris Goforth, Scott McMahon with you. And as we're joined each and every week by the Tennessee Army National Guard for tonight's coin toss. Heritage has won the toss, and Scott, they have elected to receive. So we'll get a look at this Heritage offense. They've scored 78 points in the first 2 weeks of the season. We'll get a look at them right away.
Yes, we will. And, of course, Braden Slaughter, their running back, number 7, right there in the center of your screen. He has been the workhorse for them. He is the city's leading rusher coming into this game, but they like to air it out, too, with Caden Height, their quarterback, and wide receivers like Cody Bryan. Cohen Fletcher, who had a monster game last week against Lakeview for Oglethorpe, and Caden Foster, who's got some great speed at about 6'1". Got all kinds of weapons all around the field. Brower, the quarterback for Ringgold, Zach Brower, he's a guy that kind of talked the coach into letting him play quarterback. And did he not look fantastic finding receivers last week, including Grady Haddock for a 3-touchdown night against Murray County. This is going to be fun. This is a proud community that loves their football, and when these two get together, it's going to be a packed house, and there is no doubt about that tonight.
Well, there's 2 things you can count on tonight. Number 1, playmakers, and number 2, a heck of an atmosphere. I'm not sure you could shoehorn another person in here. It is an overflow crowd. You look over to the Ringgold side of the field, and to the left and the right hands, there's folks that knew they weren't going to find a place to sit.
Right.
They came prepared with lawn chairs and blankets.
Brought their own camping chairs, and everybody's ready to get here. I was just impressed that they actually had enough parking out front. So that is a beautiful thing, too. Just looking for a real good matchup here. And 17 years, Ringgold has dominated the series, but, of course, that's starting, Heritage starting the school in 2008. So they've caught up a little bit since then, the last couple of years, and it was a tremendous last-second win by Ringgold last year in this series.
Sam Bishop has it teed up, and we're just about ready to get things underway. Cohen Fletcher, Cody Bryan, and Braden Stoker, the 3 men back deep. And this is a high and end-over-end kick. This will be Cody Bryan from inside the 5-yard line. He can fly. And Bryan gets out just across the 20-yard line to the 21. That'll give us an opportunity to take a look at this Heritage offense and set up your Help Cooling starting lineup. That is an offensive line that is big and strong. Christian Wall, a first-year starter. He's played very well. Paxton Reed, maybe the smallest of the big guys across the front. And Scott, as you mentioned, Caden Height, the quarterback in his second year as a starter, and a kid that knows this offense very well.
He sure does. He's been just tremendous, consistent. Don't forget John Castle at the right tackle, 6'5", 285 for Heritage.
We'll get a look at that Ringgold defense coming up in just a second. As the give with a hole goes Braden Slaughter, and Slaughter, big room, midfield and more. Caught from behind at the 30-yard line in Ringgold territory.
Big stop by 22 Logan Moore out of his safety position, but as you mentioned, Braden Slaughter just finds a hole and is a monster running back. 52 carries. That's his 53rd carry of the season. And we're just one play into the third game. I mean, that's how much this guy touched the ball. Take another look at it. This is impressive. Nice cut right there.
47 yards on the run. Heritage with a first down and 10 now at the Ringgold 30-yard line. And they'll feed him one more time. Here comes Slaughter again to the left side for a gain of 5 to the 35-yard line before he is ridden down there. It was Daryl Moore that made the stop. And here is a look at your Ringgold starting lineup defensively from Hep Cooling. Daryl Moore, maybe the standout defensive lineman. Eli McGuire, that middle linebacker. Hayden Freeze, maybe the most athletic linebacker, maybe the most athletic guy on the field tonight. And Logan Moore, who had the touchdown-saving tackle on the long run by Slaughter. Second down and 5. Slaughter to the left hip now of Height. And it's Slaughter again. First down yardage to the 20-yard line.
Logan Moore again on the stop, but not until he picks up a General's first down. That is a CHI Memorial first down. And Heritage has got something cooking here on this first possession.
Heritage a week ago with a win over LFO 27-20, and talking with the coaches this week, they felt like they liked the idea of being in that fourth quarter battle this week. Or a week ago to kind of help this team.
Battle tested.
And it's Slaughter to the right side. Picks his way inside the 20-yard line. He gets inside the Dr. Pepper maroon zone. Gain about a yard.
Luke Jones, Bo Green on the stop for Ringgold. Like you said, into the Dr. Pepper maroon zone. A gain of 1 on that play. Maybe just back to the line of scrimmage, but well played by that Ringgold defense.
Heritage comes in off a shutout last week. They beat Murray County 48-7. This Ringgold defense has allowed just 1 score. They gave up a touchdown to Dade County in week 1 and then a shutout last week to Murray County.
86-7 in points scored.
Oh, and he's blasted. That was Daryl Moore that shot into the backfield and blasted Slaughter.
Big Daryl Moore, the best defensive lineman on Ringgold's team. Long, rangy, and you see 43 right there when he sheds the blocker and can get in the backfield. It's like shot out of a cannon. That was a heck of a play. Get the ball carrier, look at it again. I mean, as soon as he touched it, bang, Moore was in his face. Loss of about 3 yards. And Ringgold feeling like we need to stop this drive. Heritage had too much momentum.
3rd down and 13. Ball back outside of the Dr. Pepper Maroon zone now to the 23-yard line. And there comes the timeout that is asked for.
Heritage. Timeout. First timeout.
Timeout for Heritage. They will stop the clock on this 3rd down. 9:04 to go. First quarter. 3rd down and 13 for Heritage. Be sure to stick around for our halftime report presented by Big Woody's Tree Service. You get a visit with our friends from Dr. Pepper. That's coming up in the half. First quarter action here. Heritage on the opening drive of the game. Braden Slaughter with a big 47-yard run that brought the ball into Ringgold territory. Generals now faced with a 3rd down and long. 3rd down and 13 at the Ringgold 23-yard line. And a bunch formation to the left. Caden Height, the quarterback, on the rollout. Taking a shot downfield and deflected away. Cody Bryan, the intended target, and there's a penalty flag.
Now, Grady Haddock was one of the guys that got there. Maybe also Bryant Marshall, Bo Green, but maybe just a little bit too early with what we think could be a pass interference call here. We'll find out from the referee.
During the play, defensive pass interference on the defense. Half the distance. Replay 3rd down.
Jonathan Edwards, our head referee.
So that goes from a 3rd and 13 to a 3rd down and 3 as you get a look at it on the replay. See if they go back to Slaughter here. He has been the bulk of the offense. And here he comes to Slaughter to the 10. Should be enough for the first down. It's going to depend solely on the spot of the football.
Heritage got a nice push from their offensive line on that play and definitely was able, I wouldn't say definitely, but they were able to pick up the first down right at the 10. So.
First down and goal to go now for Heritage. 7th play of this drive coming up. A team blessed with a ton of talent offensively. And it's Slaughter to the right side, getting tackled as he gets inside the 10 to about the 8, maybe the 9-yard line.
Haddon Freeze from the linebacker position. And Bo Green from his rover safety position made the stop, only for about a gain of 1 or so. But Heritage continuing to control this on the clock on this first drive.
Scott, we had the chance this week to talk to Blake Foster, who coaches the running backs here at Heritage, and he talked about Braden Slaughter, calling him the most important player on offense. He said without him, this run game just doesn't work, and he has been featured. Here he comes again.
Look at that.
He's cut down for a loss. Nice job again, Daryl Moore, who has been a terror so far.
Daryl Moore has been all over the place, and he, everybody knows that Braden Slaughter's the workhorse. So I mean, you're not surprised. Even if the big dummy announcers know it, then you know that the Ringgold coaches know it, and that is obviously a priority for Daryl Moore to have his eyes up, looking for Slaughter to get the handoff, try to shed his block, and then get Slaughter on the ground as fast as he can.
Moore with 2 tackles. They've both gone for a loss. 3rd down, goal to go from the 11. Height wants to roll out, drops it off, and it's intercepted.
Knocked down, I think it was, yeah.
It was Haddon Freeze who was able to be there defensively.
He's such an athletic linebacker, and you see why on this play. He just closed to the football, and, well, if he's a half step quicker, he would have definitely had interception here. Let's take another look at it. There you see number 2, left side. Oh, steps in front of the intended receiver and just could not find the handle, but does indeed break up. And here we go for our first look at Jake Collette. Heritage kicker committed to the Texas Longhorns. That's right.
Jake Collette between the hash from 29 yards away. And it would have been good from about 49 yards.
Boom, that one.
Collette puts Heritage on the 3-0 Generals. 6:57 to go. In the action, we'll step aside. We'll return to Heritage. 3-0 Generals. Ringgold to get the ball for the first time on Dr. Pepper. Friday Night Rivals presented by CHI Memorial. To 3-0 Heritage lead. It was a 9-play drive. They get inside the Dr. Pepper Maroon zone, and then the drive stalls for the Generals. Jake Collette with a 29-yard field goal. 3-0 with 6:57 to go. Scott, they take almost half of that first quarter clock.
They do, and that's obviously you want to keep it out of the hands of Ringgold's offense because they are, like we said, averaging about, 44 points a game, somewhere right around in there. So keep it out of their running backs' hands, which is Jeremiah Frost and Haddon Freeze, who we've already talked about on defense. And, of course, Zach Brower, the quarterback this year. He, at 6'3", is a very good dual threat, played wide receiver and tight end last year. And we'll see what Ringgold can do when they get the football.
Collette to kick it off. And it's bombs. He'll put this about 3 yards deep in the end zone. So we'll see the Ringgold offense go to work now, led by the quarterback, Zach Brower. Was a wide receiver, a tight end last year. Went to the coaches during the summer and said, Coach, if you'll give me a shot, we'll win.
I love that attitude, right?
There's a look at your Help Cooling starting offense. Scott mentioned Jeremiah Frost and Haddon Freeze. The 2 running backs, we're going to see a lot of those guys. Now, Frost will start, but we're going to see our fair share of Freeze tonight as well. Grady Haddock, the guy who just always seems to find a way to get open. And it's an empty set to open things for Grauer. And the screen is broken up and incomplete, intended for Persley.
Sniffed out quickly by Caden Foster, the junior cornerback. He read that one and Ringgold had no chance because of Foster being all over that.
Heritage off to a 2-0 start. Gerald Page, just a sophomore in the middle of that defensive line. And he is one to keep an eye out for, and it is a very talented secondary. Single setback now as Ringgold on the run. They'll hand it off. Gain of 2 up to about the 22-yard line.
Braden Hudson on the stop. Leadhead, they call him, at his linebacker position.
There's a look at your help cooling defensive lineup for the Heritage Generals. We talked about Gerald Page already, and that secondary, though, of Cheatwood, Foster, James, and Bryan, 4 really good athletes and guys that can cover a lot of ground. Big third down here for Ringgold. A low snap. Grauer will have to run, and Grauer dishing out some punishment to the 28-yard line. It's going to bring up 4th down and short.
Josh Butler and Brody James on the stop there. Here you get another look at it. Grauer just had nothing initially, so athletic enough to tuck it and take off. Just did not get, he's about 2 yards shy, 2.5 yards shy of the first down. Really nice by the Heritage defense.
And a 3-and-out to open things for Ringgold. Sam Bishop on to punt it away. Cody Bryan back deep to return it. Bryan, a season ago, had a phenomenal year for Heritage. One of the top wide receivers statistically in the state of Georgia a season ago. And Bishop, nice high spiraling kick. Bryan calls for and makes the fair catch back inside the 30-yard line.
You know, one of the neat things that I noticed this morning, just looking at the citywide stats, we've got the number 1 running back in Braden Slaughter as far as yards and carries, and we got the number 2 in Jeremiah Frost and the number 3 in Haddon Freeze. 1, 2, 3 in our city's rushing leaders, and I know Georgia's played one more game than Tennessee, but then it's quite impressive to have all 3 of those guys in one game on the CW Friday Night Rivals.
It tells you about the commitment to running the football, I think, for this Ringgold squad.
No question, man, and all 3 of them can tote the rock, as they say.
Now, Braden Slaughter was the one that toted the rock on much of that last possession for Heritage. They take over now. 5:20 to go. And the screen to the bottom of your screen.
Hustle by Freeze to get him. I mean, that was nothing but speed and hustle. They had some room for just a second, but Haddon Freeze closed the door pretty quickly.
First completed pass of the game so far. Heritage on their second possession. Jake Collette with a 29-yard field goal to put him in the lead. The Hep Cooling replay.
See, Cohen Fletcher had a nice block, but Freeze comes from the linebacker spot in a hurry.
And it's Slaughter. Following his blocks, he's got the first down to the 45-yard line.
Bo Green makes the tackle from his safety position. Played last year as a freshman, but you see what Heritage wants to do with Braden Slaughter. I mean, he is just a beast. Gained some weight in the offseason. Look at him run. He's got the great vision, strength, and just powers forward for that Heritage first down.
Braden Stoker, who also plays some wide receiver, he will back up Slaughter at that running back spot, but so far tonight it's been all Slaughter. And here he goes again. Side, making the turn. It's across midfield and takes it into Ringgold territory to the Tiger 49.
You had Eli McGuire, also Bryant Marshall on the stop. But, I mean, it is Key City on Braden Slaughter, and it should be. Pretty good pursuit by Ringgold and well blocked up front on the run to the right side by the Generals.
Heritage put together an impressive 9-play drive on their first possession. Ended up being only a field goal. Here's Throw. Unleashes deep, taking a shot for Bryant and goes through his fingertips, and an incomplete pass.
William Matthews on the defense there, but yeah, it was pretty close. Cody Bryan, he's made tougher catches than that. Just wasn't close enough for him to grab a hold of it.
Braden Slaughter already with 73 yards rushing in this first quarter.
You know, and Cody Bryan, the receiver that was intended receiver there, he's averaging just a little bit over 20 yards per catch at 5'10", 160, and his top-end speed is incredible when he gets the open field.
So it's a 3rd down and 4 just across midfield, the 49-yard line. Here's Height.
Like a screen.
And it's picked off, intercepted, and he is going to go. Hadden Freeze all the way, touchdown Ringgold.
Wow, you talk about just stepping in front of the pass. You could tell it was a screen play. As soon as it started to develop, Rees, pick 6 for that Food City touchdown. What a tremendous ball player, just got a nose for the football. Went and made that nice play for the senior Hadden Freeze, who's one heck of a baseball player too.
Well,
let's get another look at it here.
He read it beautifully.
Look at him, just number 2 right there. Boom. Comes off of the offensive target's hands, and Freeze takes it to the house.
$50 yards on the pick 6. Sam Bishop out to attempt the extra point. And Ringgold, after a 3-and-out offensively, in their only offensive possession, high snap, they get it down. There is a penalty flag, and this may be against Ringgold. They'll step it off and re-kick. A high snap, Scott. Good job by the holder to just
really
even
good.
Give them a chance.
Illegal motion, offense. Repeat the down after a foul penalty. Retry.
So yeah, that's Leighton Williams, who is the other kicker for Ringgold, and is also the holder, and he did a fantastic job. So now it turns into a 25-yard extra point attempt. Again, a high snap.
Couldn't get that one off though. So
Williams will just slide down. 6-3 our score, 2:54 to go in the first quarter. Consecutive bad snaps, and we've got another penalty flag, so hang on.
Austin Crisp out on the field trying to get an explanation from the referees.
Balls in the air, shout. As soon as the ball's in the air, shout.
Austin Crisp came out to about the 20-yard line.
At the snap, personal foul. Roughing the snapper on the defense. Half the distance. Retry the kick.
That's a personal foul against Heritage. .254 remaining in the first quarter. Ringgold on the board with a pick 6.
So they'll kick it again, I guess.
It's been a calamity of errors so far trying to get this extra point attempt down. 2 bad snaps and 2 penalties. So Bishop will try it once again. Out of the hold of Leighton Williams. Again, a high snap goes through his hands. Williams will just fall on it. No penalty flags this time. And that will do it.
Third time was not a charm.
A bad snap on the extra point, 2:54 to go, first quarter. It is 6-3, Ringgold leading Heritage. I want to take this opportunity and say some thanks to some folks that make these live and local games possible like Dr. Pepper, Scott's Furniture, Big Woody's Tree Service, CHI Memorial, Food City, Hep Cooling, and the Tennessee Army National Guard.
So many fine sponsors that have, just supported high school football in our area for so many years, and we just appreciate them as always. Great atmosphere here. Like you said earlier in the broadcast, if they can shoehorn one more person in here, I don't know if it's possible.
Well, it's been a fantastic crowd.
I mean, the weather's perfect. It's a holiday weekend. I mean, there's every reason to be out here seeing this thing, a battle in Catoosa County for some bragging rights, because they're not even in the same region, but the Aspire Dermatology kickoff, we'll see in a second.
Well, we may not see two better bands all year.
I agree with
these two marching bands. Here's fields it in the end zone for the touchback. And Heritage now will set to go to work on offense.
Yeah, just the participation in band on both sides, Ringgold and Heritage, has just been remarkable. I mean, we go to a lot of places, we see a lot of bands, and typically there's not as many people in the band as you'll see on both of these teams. They take up an entire section on the bleachers for both sides, and they get into it, as you can hear it all night long. They'll be doing their thing and cheering on their team.
Yeah, the Heritage Band set up just in front of us, and we've been here before. Those kids always have a good time.
Yes, they do. The Legion of Generals. You got to like that name for a band.
Here comes Slaughter. Slips through one, cannot get past the other. Gets out across the 20 to about the 22 or maybe the 23-yard line before he is pulled down. Bo Green made the stop from his safety spot. And we've got an official's timeout now. Looks like a young man may be shaken up.
Looks like it's right guard Christian Wall. Trainers coming out to look at him.
Wall in his first year as a starter, and the coaches have said he has played very, very well for the early part of this season. He will exit. Good to see him walk off under his own power.
I'll tell you, both these teams have pretty large offensive lines, too.
Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned John Castle, 6'2", 285. Maybe one of the better stories in high school football in our area, Scott.
Yes.
Kid from South Africa, had never played football before, and again, he's got that body and that physique playing that right tackle spot.
And the coach says he's fallen in love with the game, so that's excellent.
Here's Height, putting it up top.
Oh,
got him, man.
Throw.
Great catch over the shoulder by Braden Stoker. Out of bounds on the far sideline, and a big throw and catch. Heritage back in business.
Giving us the scouting report earlier in the week. We talked about Braden Stoker at 6'2", 190. A very quick athlete, but a great route runner. And you'll see what he's talking about right here. Gets behind that defender just by a little bit and beats Bryant Marshall down the sideline for a huge gain for Heritage.
42 yards on the throw and catch. And Heritage back in business inside the Ringgold 40-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 38. Looks like we may have another timeout that gets asked for by the Generals. That's the second timeout for Heritage. And we've still got 2 to go in the first quarter.
Probably not happy to use them, but if you see something that doesn't look right out there, you better call it before a mistake is made. I think that's what Heritage coaching staff thought at this point in time. You see Christian Wall on the trainer's table there, getting that leg looked at.
Heritage under the direction of Jeremy New in his first year as the head coach, but he has been at Heritage since they opened the doors.
Yeah.
He was an assistant under Tim James, and then later under E.K. Slaughter was the offensive coordinator under Coach James. And when E.K. Slaughter took over, he moved over and became the defensive coordinator. He's had that role since. We didn't get a chance to talk to Coach this week. I was looking forward to being able to talk to him, but he was a little under the weather earlier this week, and so we didn't get a chance to visit with him. Appreciate Coach Foster giving us some time. Here's Slaughter. Tries to knife it up inside. Gets inside the 35. Look at that push to the 30-yard line.
Such strong legs and leg drive. Freeze and William Matthews on the stop. But like you said, he's hard to bring down. You can see it right here. Just eyes up, trying to shake defenders. And it was just too many Ringgold Tigers. But he does have that lean forward, keep the leg drive. That's what makes you a great running back. It's just leaning forward to get that extra 2-3 yards.
Well, he got a ton of praise this week from his position coach in Blake Foster, who, and of course, Blake, a guy, was a fantastic prep running back.
Oh, at Ottawa, he was unreal.
Day. He was tremendous. Off play action. Pressure in his face, and it's the second interception of the day. Picked off by Bryant Marshall.
I think it's Bo Green, actually, out of his rover position. Sophomore Bo Green played as a freshman last year and just stepped in front of it. The intended receiver kind of wasn't turned all the way around. Let's see if we can look at that, right? See, he wasn't turned around, and Height just kind of threw it up. Bo Green able to be eyes up, looking for the football, and that was a pretty easy pickoff.
Well, we've talked about how well coached the Heritage running backs are. That's Houston White that coaches up those safeties at Ringgold.
Yeah. He's done that a time or two at a couple different places. Been a head coach at Notre Dame and Hickson, and he's been around high school football his life. Played at UAB in college and played at East Ridge back in the day.
Here's the give. It goes to Jeremiah Frost, and Frost slips through one, maybe through two.
I think everybody hit him.
Fights for a gain of a couple before he's wrestled down. Jeremiah Frost, they told us, Austin Chris said this week, said it takes a little while to get him going. We got to feed him a couple of times, let him get hit a couple of times, and then he sort of finds his rhythm in this game. And Jeremiah Frost at 5'11", 205.
28 carries, 290 yards, 5 TDs on the year so far. That's a little bit over 10 yards per carry for Jeremiah Frost, the junior running back for Ringgold.
Under a minute left in the first quarter. Here goes Frost again. And Frost warming up as he gets to the 39-yard line. Be about 2 yards shy of the first down. Brings up a third down, about 2.
Caden Smith on the stop. Junior defensive end for Heritage.
Quickly before the snap, let's send it to the field, Mackenzie Johnson.
Yeah, earlier we saw number 73, Christian Wall, go down. It did seem to be an ankle injury, but he got it taped right back up, and he is going back into the game.
All right, good news for Christian Wall. He'll head back in. Empty backfield here for Zach Grauer, the Ringgold quarterback. He'll take it, gobbled up almost immediately. Stopped for a loss back at the 35-yard line, and it brings up fourth down.
Caden Smith in there, also Trip Dodson, defensive lineman, junior, on the stop. Yeah, Grauer didn't have much room at all to run.
First quarter coming to a close. Ringgold with a pick six for the lone touchdown of the first quarter. Jalette with a 29-yard field goal. 6-3 our score. Back with the second quarter from Heritage. Dr. Pepper Friday Night Rivals presented by CHI Memorial. The CHI Memorial scoreboard. It's 6-3. Ringgold leading Heritage as we open the second quarter of play. Ringgold ready to punt it away on Dr. Pepper. Friday Night Rivals presented by CHI Memorial. And we've got a penalty flag thrown over on the far side of the field. Ringgold offensively, Scott, really not able to find any sort of rhythm at all. Just 14 yards of total offense in that first
encroachment.
quarter for Ringgold.
The Heritage defense has really,
that penalty results in a
really
first
been
down.
risen to the occasion so far.
Offsides against Heritage and a first down for Ringgold.
Wow. Well, that's a mental mistake that I know Heritage wish they had back, because you basically were getting the possession to start the second quarter here, and now with that mental mistake, you continue the Ringgold drive.
So a fresh set of downs for Ringgold. Two turnovers in the first quarter for Heritage. They put up 127 yards of offense, but could not get in the end zone. This may be a motion penalty against the Tigers now. Ringgold had 2 touchdowns called back last week because of penalties.
I mean, this is a big series for these guys. They, most of them know each other, and, parents work together or go to church, whatever the case is. But when it comes to this Friday night, there's a lot at stake, bragging rights.
Haddon Freeze gets his first carry.
What a stiff arm.
Hit up high by Ryan,
Still not
stays on
down.
his feet,
Wow.
and gets to the 45 and a first down, and that'll bring a little cheer from the far stands as the Ringgold crowd approves, and we've got another penalty flag. The officials will gather together and sort this out as you get a look at the Dr. Pepper replay.
Freeze is so low to the ground, he just is hard to wrangle down. See, he keeps it going. The player grabbed the back of his helmet. That was Cody Bryan. Is that what they're going to call here?
After the play, dead ball, personal foul, offense, 15 yards.
Nope, they're going to call it on Ringo.
That is a massive walk-off after a fine run by Hayden Freeze. A costly mistake. Mentioned the penalties a week ago that took 2 scores off the board. Second down and 21. Ball moves back to the 30-yard line. They need to get across midfield to get the first down. A low snap. Grauer stepping up over the middle, tipped and incomplete. Trying to go to Gavin Williams.
At this point, the snaps that we saw on special teams, and that one was kind of low too, and tipped by Cody Bryan. They're nice play defensively, but Ringgold's they need to clean that the snaps up. Just going to come back to haunt them. That's the way that works as far as being in a shotgun in offense, and then of course snapping on extra point issues that we saw earlier in the game.
Third and low, Ringgold. Grauer has some time. He's going to take a shot downfield and out of reach. Eli Pursley, and it's now 4th down. And a Ringgold drive that showed some promise early with Haddon Freeze. Stumbles and sputters. And the Tigers will be forced to punt it away again with Sam Bishop. Bryan will be the deep man to return it. Bishop got off a great punt last time. Angles this one away from Bryan. And it takes a Ringgold bounce, rolling inside the 30-yard line and down to the 27. And that is where Heritage will for first down and 10. At their own 27-yard line, 11:19 left to play in the first half. Heritage with 127 yards of offense in the first quarter. Those numbers sound pretty good. Braden Slaughter closing in on 100 yards already rushing in this first half, but at some point Scott, you got to get that thing in the end zone.
Yeah, only 3 points to show for it to your point. So, yeah, you can run it up and down the field, but you got to put points on the board eventually.
Slaughter with 84 yards rushing in this first half. He's in there behind the quarterback in Caden Height. And it's Slaughter again. Picks his way behind his blockers, gets out across the 30 and up to about the 31, 32-yard line, testing the left side of that Heritage offensive line. Paxton Reed and Landon Wooten clearing the path.
Both experienced players and able to do what they do. Of course, if you're not going to block for Slaughter, then they're going to get you out of there quickly. So you better hang in there and get the job done. As number 7 right there has been the Heritage workhorse for a number of seasons now, but especially this year.
Off play action. Height will run. He'll scamper out of bounds after a short gain. Brings up about 3rd and 5 maybe.
Daryl Moore putting some pressure on him, but couldn't get to the quarterback to get him on the ground until Height ran out of bounds.
Heritage with 2 turnovers in the first quarter. One of those, a Haddon Freeze pick 6 that he took back 50 yards. And Daryl Moore, as you get a look at him, number 43 for Ringgold, has been a one-man wrecking crew at times in this game. Third and 5 for Heritage. Here's Height all over. Has a man open. It's Bryan at the 40. He makes the catch. First down yardage. And he's out of bounds. Well, Cody Bryan last week facing double and triple teams. And again, we talked about what a banner year he had a season ago. Scott, if they could get, you don't have to give him just a little bit of room.
No,
and Cody Bryan will find a way to catch the football.
Great route runner, and if it's anywhere near his hands, it's caught. Just like that play right there. Run out of bounds by Logan Moore, but still, Cody Bryan, as a senior, 5'10", 160, his top-end speed is impressive, but his route running and catching the football is spectacular.
To the right side. Tripped up behind. I think that was Bo Green that come around, got him by the ankles.
Bo Green, William Matthews, Eli McGuire all in there.
Second down.
I think we mentioned it earlier, this Ringgold defense, well, now they've played 9 quarters in 2 minutes and have allowed just 1 touchdown. They gave up a touchdown to Dade County back in week 1. Had the shutout of Murray County last week. So a program you thought would hang its hat offensively has been so good on the defensive side of them. Taking a shot downfield, throwing it to double coverage, and it's incomplete. He was going for Braden Stoker.
Eli McGuire defended it well, but now you've got a penalty flag late.
That flag, 5-yard line.
Like dead ball foul here. Let's take another look at it before we get the call from the referee. Couldn't really see if there was any kind. Yeah, that's what I thought. Just a little bit of trash talking going back and forth, apparently.
Unsportsmanlike defense. 15 yards. Play results in a first down.
Dead ball personal foul against the Tigers. That brings up a
and that's one of those penalties, Scott, that absolutely will drive Austin Crisp nuts on the far side of the field.
You just made the play speak for itself. You didn't have to say anything. But I'm old. Some young bucks just absolutely can't let that go. And apparently that's what happened. And Ringgold gets caught for it. Gives Heritage a first down past midfield.
From the 43-yard line in Tiger territory. 2 backs in the backfield, both Slaughter and Stoker. And this is Stoker to the left side. He is caught from behind, but penalty flags again come out.
Logan Moore and Freeze on the stop. Let's see what the penalty is.
Well, look, we see a lot of penalties early in the year. I think that's football at every level.
10 yards from previous
But
spot.
then you add on the rivalry and all of the emotions of a game like this.
Yeah, and who knows what kind of social media trash talk was going on all week long that we see nowadays is kind of going back and forth, and people will say something when you're not face to face, and that can get you fired up too and just make you. What's a lot on the line? I mean, there's no way to hide from that.
It's Coach New's turn to be upset now. His team with the football moving back across midfield to the 47-yard line and a first down and 20. In motion is Fletcher. Here's Height with more in his face, drops it off. It's Bryant. Cody Bryant with a leap and a gain of 12. He'll bring up second down and 8.
He gets past the original line of scrimmage. Cody Bryant shows off his athleticism on that leap. He still got him down, but he was able to gain another yard or two.
5'10", 160. If we can just stretch him out to about 5'11", Scott, you know?
Right. He did a great job, if you noticed, on that route to come back to the quarterback to make it easier for his quarterback to make a play and get away from the defender so he can make that catch, turn it up, and run a little bit.
He's going to have a bright, bright future playing football somewhere on Saturdays. Hyde again on the rollout. Lofton downfield.
Got him.
Got a man inside the 5-yard line. Cody Bryant again.
Unbelievable. Great hands. Incredible hands. And you saw the top end speed to get behind the defense. And he wasn't a hole. It wasn't like a lot behind the defense. It was well defended. That's just dropped in the bucket perfectly by Caden Height. Get another look at it here. Throwing on the run. And he hits his favorite target, Brian.
You think those two have practiced? I think those two have practiced that a time or two?
Once or twice.
Yeah. Maybe. Inside the 5-yard line now. First down and goal to go. 8 minutes remaining in the first half. Slaughter behind Height in the backfield. And it's Slaughter to the right side. And Slaughter caught from behind by the middle linebacker, Eli McGuire. 10th play of this drive coming up for Heritage. Ball moves to the 2-yard line. Second and goal now from the 2.
So with all those targets as far as receivers go, do you play action to Slaughter? Because everybody, I think, in the stadium thinks number 7 is going to get the football.
Here comes a penalty flag. It's a substitution infraction.
Broke the huddle with too many men, okay.
That'll be half the distance to the goal. Ball will then move to the 1-yard line. And it becomes second down and goal now from the 1. Slaughter.
Little confusion in the background of the handoff.
Yeah, Slaughter again cut down by Eli McGuire.
Third down. 1 to go.
Brings up now 3rd down and goal to go. Again, even with the penalty, Ringgold defensively hanging in there.
Those backfield mates kind of ran into each other. You'll see the replay. Didn't really affect it other than the offensive line didn't get as good a push as they wanted to free Slaughter up into the end zone. 3rd and goal.
They tried again.
Wow,
Slaughter caught
Freeze.
in the backfield and dropped by Haddon Freeze.
Oh, my goodness. Freeze is so quick off that snap. He has just got some bounce about him. Just, Coach Crisp told us he's just the most athletic player on the team. We mentioned how good he is in baseball as well, but just flying into the backfield when Slaughter gets the handoff. He really had no chance. Haddon Freeze with a fantastic play in the Heritage backfield.
Jake Collette, this will be a 25 goal for a chance to tie the game. And Ringgold asked for their first timeout. Tigers with 2 timeouts remaining in this first half. Heritage down to just 1. 6-3 our score. Heritage will try to tie it when we return. 5:55 remaining. Dr. Pepper, Friday Night Rivals, presented by CHI Memorial. Dr. Pepper, Friday Night Rivals, presented by CHI Memorial. Ringgold with a pick 6 for the lone touchdown in this game. Heritage, their lone score came on a 29-yard field goal by Jake Collette. Now here comes Collette to tie the game. This will be a 25-yard field goal attempt from the right hash.
Last year, Collette was 33 of 33 on extra points, so this is pretty much an extra point, even though if he hits it, they'll get 3 points. More penalties.
Boy, it has been rough on both sides of the field. And
on the offense, 5 yards. Replay 4th down.
So with a false start, this becomes now a 30-yard field goal attempt. Collette with a massive leg. He's headed to Texas next season. Snap is down, and this kick bombs away. He missed it to the right.
Wow. Wow, just right.
And Ringgold hanging on, 6-3 with 5:49 to go in the second quarter. Tigers set to get the ball back after Heritage started the drive at their own 27-yard line. They took it for 12 plays before they end up missing the 30-yard field goal attempt by Jake Collette. During the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we'll be highlighting the school bus stop of the game presented by NHTSA. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out. The red lights are flashing, paid for by NHTSA. So Ringgold back on offense. It has been a struggle tonight. Here's a big hole. Cut down immediately as Jeremiah Frost, as soon as he hit that hole, he gets to about the 21 or the 22-yard line before Brody James up to.
And James in open field looked fantastic on that tackle. Senior Brody James, number 0. He's 5'11", 175. Loves contact. Not afraid to go after the ball carrier, as you saw on that play, bringing Jeremiah Frost to the ground.
He closed the gap quickly.
He sure did.
Because the initial, as soon as Frost got the ball, he had a massive hole, and then there was James. Drop snap, loose, and Grauer just has to fall on it. And the woes for Ringgold's offense tonight continues. The defense has been bending but not breaking. In a 6-3 game for Ringgold, offensively, they just cannot get anything moving in the right direction. Frost in the backfield with Grauer. Grauer to throw up in the pocket. He's got time, takes a shot downfield, and it is almost intercepted. Went through the hands of Cody Bryant.
That was one-on-one with Grady Haddock, the junior receiver, who had a monster week last week, 3 catches, 114 yards, and 3 TDs. But it was not going to be Cody Bryan, letting him have another one on that play. That was well defended, little hand fighting back and forth, but Bryan couldn't come up with the one-handed interception. Ringgold's not afraid to put it in the air. Grauer's got a really good arm.
They'll need another good punt here from Sam Arnold or Sam Bishop, rather. Otherwise, you're looking at Heritage having things in good field position.
Wow.
Beautiful spiraling kick. Taking a Ringgold hop and is downed inside the 45-yard line. So Ringgold has had the ball 3 times tonight on offense. Scott, we've got another
curricular activity here. 2 different penalties here. All right.
Ringgold's had it 3 times tonight. They've had a punt. They ran 6 plays, 3 and out, 6 and out, and another 3 and out.
Wow. That's like I was saying earlier. This Heritage defense has come to play now. Throughout the years, and this is just a general statement, but throughout the years, Heritage has been a program that has put a lot of points on the board. They just had problems sometimes stopping folks.
Ringgold, 19 total offense.
They have brought the defense tonight.
Yeah.
There is no question the Generals are all over defensively.
Okay. There's no penalty on the play.
Has
play
controlled the ball better than 17
After
minutes
the
in this
play,
first
dead
half.
ball, personal foul.
We've still got
On
4:21 to
offense.
go.
That penalty will
So
be
this is
enforced
personal
from the
foul
end of
on
the kick.
Ringgold.
First down.
That'll be marked off from the end of the punt. Looks like they'll mark it off from about the 44-yard line, 43-yard line.
Flag, personal foul against the Tigers.
So with 4:21 to go, Heritage gets the football back, and they get it back in great field position, trailing by 3. Invite you to stick around for our Big Woody's Tree Service halftime report. We have some first half highlights for you coming up. First down and 10. Heritage will start in plus territory from the Ringgold 42. A low snap, being pressured on the run, gets away from Freeze as he slips as Caden Height runs out of bounds over on the far sideline.
Flag on the play.
And another flag. Do we have total penalties?
I was going to say, this is Foul Fest 2025 right here. This is
Dead
crazy.
ball.
So that is
Unsportsmanlike.
that is penalty number 11
right.
in the first half.
Non-player
That is
foul.
number 7 on
15
Ringgold.
yards from
Wow.
the run. First down.
How many yards and penalties now has Ringgold gift wrapped? It's a total of 67, but now that hasn't updated since this penalty.
More penalty yards than offensive yards.
Yeah. Incredible. Braden Slaughter's having a big night offensively. He's in the backfield behind the quarterback, Height. And Height turned the wrong way, and he'll get eaten up. There comes the Ringgold defense through to make the play. And making
Aaron Collins, that's right, the nose guard. Aaron Collins comes through there. There he is. Hit yourself on the head. Get fired up, big boy. Aaron Collins, a junior, very physical player. And you just see once Height turns the wrong way or Slaughter went the wrong way, either way, Aaron Collins, 33, was all over it.
Well, there's a group of about 6 guys up front defensively for Ringgold, so they have the fortune of always having some fresh legs they can run out there as they'll rotate those guys. Daryl Moore, who we've already seen plenty of tonight.
43, right?
Yeah, Moore will probably play the most number of snaps. But those guys will all play. Timeout that is asked for by Heritage, and this will be their final timeout of the first half. So the Generals stop at 26 to go in the second quarter. break. .326 remaining in the first half. Ringgold with a 6-3 lead over Heritage on our CHI Memorial scoreboard. Beautiful night for high school football at Heritage High School. Crisco fourth, Scott McMahon, Mackenzie Johnson with you in the battle for Catoosa County. Some bragging rights on the line. 2nd down and 16 for Heritage. 2 backs in the backfield. Knight will roll. Throws, finds Bryan, tries to slip away from one. He's wrestled down at the 20-yard line. It was Grady Haddock in coverage.
Height gets hit. Both those, it looked like both the running backs missed their block, and they had a defenders just, it was Daryl Moore all in his face. He comes up limping a little bit, but Height gonna shake that off and stay in the game and do his thing.
Cody Bryan gets the ball down to the 21-yard line now. 3rd down and 5 at the 21. Here. Away with points. Here's Height looking into the end zone.
Big pressure.
Pursued, drop ball is
Fumble.
loose, and it's covered back at the 40-yard line. Braden Slaughter there as Daryl Moore stripped it away from Caden Height.
Shows you the athleticism of Daryl Moore.
It's a 19-yard loss as you see it on the Dr. Pepper replay. Watch Moore fight off the block.
And for him to be able to be athletic enough to jump up in the air and still land and shoot himself towards the quarterback was quite impressive there. Daryl Moore, senior defensive end for the Tigers. Now, hang on a second here. 57-yard attempt by Jake Collette.
From the right hash. That's a high snap.
Somebody,
that's a low kick. Somebody got a hand on it.
Looked like maybe 47 for Ringgold. He's certainly celebrating enough. Hampton and tight end defensive lineman, sophomore with some long arms. Looks like you. Of course, when you're kicking one that long, you got to ask to start off, lower than you would be a 20 or 25, 30-yarder. And so it really never had a chance once it, went across the line of scrimmage.
What a job by the Ringgold defense again. They're making it more difficult on themselves.
Yes, they are. They're overcoming themselves to keep up the 3 points with 2:17 to play in the second quarter.
Final couple of minutes here this first half. Ringgold offensively has been anything but sharp.
Another
loose
fumble.
Snap, and then it gets kicked, and Heritage comes away with it.
Wow, Heritage picked up.
Comes away
Braden
with it.
Hudson, the linebacker, junior Will linebacker, picks the football up. And Brower drops the snap, and then looks like Jeremiah Frost kicked it. And it went underneath the offensive line, and there's nothing that anybody from Ringgold could do about it because it basically landed right in Braden Hudson's hands. Once again, they call him Leadhead because he loves a contact, but Coach said he gives you everything he's got all the time. And that showed you the nose for the football. He saw that thing on the ground, and it was My ball, boys. Let's go.
So Heritage takes over now inside the Dr. Pepper Maroon zone. First down and 10 at the Ringgold 19. And once again, this Ringgold defense finds their backs against the wall. Slaughter. And Slaughter gets tripped up. McGuire got him up high and rode him down. Also brought down by Will Matthews, one of the defensive backs.
And Freeze was in there too, man. Like you said, their defense is playing
There's a run holding.
lights out, bend but don't break. And it's another opportunity because it looks like it's a hold on Heritage, and that's going to back them up. A lot of mistakes in this first half by both teams.
So what is that now? 3 trips inside the Dr. Pepper Maroon zone for Heritage, and at
3
least
points.
At least one of those 3 trips ends up with no points. All they have to show for it is a field goal. From the 29-yard line. Under 2 minutes to go. Knight on the rollout. He'll throw again on the run. Going for the end zone. It goes through the hands of Braden Stoker. Off his fingertips and incomplete.
William Matthews on good one-on-one coverage down the side. Stoker trying to clear and get some space. You'll see it here on the replay. Kind of a little hand fighting, and then jumps, hits him in the hands, just cannot come up with it. Would have been a touchdown had he come up with it, but well defended by William Matthews, the senior cornerback for Ringgold.
So it becomes now 2nd down and 20. The Ringgold 29-yard line. And Caden Hyde at 5'10", 180. But boy, Scott, he can launch it on the run.
He's got an arm.
They go back on the ground. This is Slaughter with a big hole, and Slaughter gets inside the 20-yard line, back inside the Dr. Pepper Maroon zone.
13-yard carry.
We'll set up a 3rd down.
Luke Jones on the stop, but not until Slaughter picks up a huge chunks of yards there. Big hole by that offensive line on the left side.
13 yards on that run, brings up now 3rd down and 7. Heritage back inside the 20-yard line again. Little misdirection. Slaughter sidesteps one, and ankle tackled and dropped down by Troy Kirkland.
Kind of a misdirection draw play. That was well designed. Looked like it might even be a pass play to start, but that was enough for Slaughter to pick up the 1st down.
And Heritage goes quickly back to the line.
And more penalties.
Yeah, it's going to be a motion penalty. Heritage trying to go tempo here.
False start. Offense. 5 yards. Still
And
1st
that
down.
motion penalty is going to cost them with 48 seconds remaining in the first half. Well, we've seen a 29-yard field goal by Jake Collette and a 50-yard pick six by Haddon Freeze. That's been all of our scoring. Ringgold has turned it over once. Heritage has turned it over twice. Generals looking to take the lead here as the first half close to expiration. There's the throw, broken up. It was Haddock.
Yeah, Grady Haddock all over that defensively. Nice play. He's a little undersized, but really an elusive kid that plays really good defense out of his free safety position. And also tipped by William Matthews. William Matthews, a name we've called a lot tonight just for, making a couple tackles, but just being around the football the entire night.
33 seconds remaining. To the end zone, intercepted, making the over-the-shoulder catch and sliding down. It's Bo Green. That is turnover number 3 for Heritage.
And once again, you get close, but no points. So as you mentioned, 3rd turnover for Heritage. Take another look at it here. Really wasn't the targeted receiver was number 2, Braden Stoker, but again, it wasn't even really thrown close to him, so well defended by the Ringgold Tigers.
So Ringgold here with 28 seconds left. And there's the knee, and that'll get the clock. That will do it for this first half. Heritage with 3 turnovers in the first half. 2 missed field goals for the Generals. Ringgold, Haddon Freeze with a pick 6 of 50 yards for their lone score, as the Tigers offense has never been able to find any sort of consistency in the first half. Invite you to stick around as we've got our Big Woody's Tree Service halftime report coming up. We'll give you some highlights. Visit with our friends from Dr. Pepper. We'll also hear from the Army National Guard. All of that more coming up as we head towards our Big Woody's Tree Service halftime report. And, of course, we'll have that third quarter kickoff as well coming up. Mackenzie Johnson down on the field as she tries to wrangle the head coach of the Tigers in Austin Crisp, as his team with the 6-3 lead on offense. Let's send it to the field, McKenzie.
Coach, you have 2 bigger interceptions already in the first half. How do you feel like your defense is playing so far?
Lights out. I mean, the points are coming from offense. I mean, for them, that's all there is to it. Defense is playing lights out, and we got to continue to do it.
You spoke that the defense is the ones that scored. After that pick 6, you have not been able to score offensively. What are some of the adjustments that you're going to bring to the second half?
We've got to lock in. The game plan we have is going to work. It's there. We've got to put all the noise away, the 10,000 people away, and focus on our job, and that's all there is to it. But, that's the worst offensive performance I've ever been a part of, and we're going to get that fixed.
Thank you, Coach. Back to you, Chris.
All right, thank you very much. Mackenzie Johnson with Ringgold head coach Austin Crisp. 6-3, the Tigers with a lead over Heritage. Stick around. Big Woody's Tree Service halftime report coming up next. Mackenzie Johnson has a special guest on the sideline. You're watching Dr. Pepper Friday Night Rivals presented by CHI Memorial. Welcome to the Big Woody's Tree Service Halftime Report. We're excited this season to have our friends with Dr. Pepper with us as our title sponsor. Dr. Pepper committed to giving each home school $500 this season for letting us come out and broadcast these games. Let's head down to the field. Mackenzie Johnson standing by with Terrence Kimball. Mackenzie.
For being here tonight. Tell me about the importance that Dr. Pepper brings to the local communities.
So Dr. Pepper donates $500 to each school. And we do this to help with uniforms and equipment and things of that nature.
And what specific mission does Dr. Pepper want to bring to these home teams?
We want to bring energy, and we want to just let them know that we're here for them. And like I say, provide things that they need for their sports teams.
And it is Labor Day weekend. I'm sure you're going to be spending it with your family. What is your Dr. Pepper drink of choice?
I just like regular Dr. Pepper.
Gotcha. And then do you have any more products this fall coming out that you want to promote?
Creamy coconut Dr. Pepper.
Gotcha. You heard it here first. Creamy coconut.
All right, thank you very much, Mackenzie. Earlier this week, I had the chance to visit with the Tennessee Army National Guard. Let's take a look. The Tennessee Army National Guard partnering with us again this season on Friday Night Rivals here on the CW Chattanooga. And I'm joined today by Sergeant Hester of the Tennessee Army National Guard. Sergeant, always great when we get a chance to visit. Tell folks the ideal candidate to become a member of the Tennessee Army National Guard.
The ideal candidate to become a member of the Tennessee Army National Guard is just being motivated. We have a few requirements, such as age, being between 17 and 35. Education, high school graduate or GED equivalent.
What's the Tennessee Army National Guard done for you?
The Tennessee Army National Guard has opened so many doors as far as qualifications, things I can apply in my civilian life. I'm an IT specialist now. I'm certified. I have other security clearances and certificates to go along with it, so those things really improved.
Sergeant, appreciate the time. Thanks for spending some time with us here on Friday Night Rivals.
It's time now for our Scholar Athletes of the Week, sponsored by Chattanooga Allergy Clinic. This week's honorees are Slade Swaney and Landon Wooten. From Ringgold High School, Slade Swaney. Slade plays center on the football team for the Tigers. He was an all-regional honorable mention and has played in multiple All-Star games. In the classroom, Slade carries a 3.89 GPA. He's a member of the Beta Club, the National Honor Society, and the National High School Thespian Society. Slade has won numerous academic awards in individual classes and is a member of the theater troupe at Ringgold. Outside the classroom, Slade is the mayor of the Ringgold Youth Council. He also hosts a cable access TV show called Teen Talk, where he guests and discusses current events that impact young people in Catoosa County. From Heritage High School, Landon Wooten. Landon is a letterman on the football team. He starts on the offensive and defensive line for the Generals. In the classroom, Landon maintains an A average. He takes honors and AP classes and has received several academic letters. He's a member of the Beta Club and the National Honor Society. Outside the classroom, Landon has participated in Clean Catoosa, a volunteer event presented by the Lift Youth Center. Congratulations to both Slade Swaney and Landon Wooten. Students may be eligible for a $5,000 scholarship at the end of the season. The Scholar Athlete of the Week is sponsored by Chattanooga Allergy Clinic.
Back at Heritage, where Ringgold has the 6-3 lead over the Generals, our Big Woody's Tree Service halftime report. Let's get a look at some of those first half highlights. Heritage got the ball to start the game. They went right to work. It was a 9-play drive. David Collette connected from 29 yards out to make it 3-0. Ringgold with a 3-and-out. Ensuing possession for Heritage, Haddon Freeze with a pick six. He takes it 50 yards, and with 2 minutes and 54 seconds remaining in the first quarter, 6-3 Ringgold, and that's it. That's all of our scoring in the first half. You take a look at those numbers for Ringgold. Head coach Austin Crisp said it was the worst offensive performance he has ever been a part of, and you see what Heritage has been able to do. Penalties have been rough on both sides as neither team has been able to establish much momentum offensively. Heritage with the 3 turnovers in the first half as well. Ringgold turned it over once. So it has been rough for those two. All right, coming up next week, we head to Sequatchie County as the Indians take on the South Pittsburgh Pirates. We've got all of the action for you here on the CW Chattanooga. It gets underway at 7. Of course, you can always stream the game on ChattanoogaCW.com. You can also find us on YouTube. That'll be a good one. Beautiful setting for high school football. Again, 2 programs off to good starts to this season and expectations high for deep playoff runs for both of those programs.
No question that Sequatchie County with their facilities over there, one of the finest places to watch a high school football game in our area, just gorgeous in the valley, and they really upgraded, I guess, about 8-9 years ago. Amazing football field, turf, the whole thing. They've got it going on at Sequatchie County.
Big weekend of college football as well. Of course, the action really got underway last night. It's going to roll all through the weekend. Tennessee and Syracuse tomorrow at noon on ABC, followed by Alabama, Florida State, LSU, and Clemson. Get the batteries in the remote over on Fox Chattanooga. You got Texas and Ohio State happening with the big noon kick on Fox. South Dakota State, Iowa State, Utah and UCLA, Idaho and Washington State here on the CW Chattanooga. But wait, there's more. There's more college football coming up as well on the 31st. You've got Notre Dame and Miami. Not exactly Catholics versus convicts again, but still should be a pretty good one, Scott.
Should be a very good one. Carson Beck, the former Georgia quarterback, now at Miami, so we'll see what he can do down there. But Notre Dame really have got that program. They played well in the playoffs last year, so that'll be a really good matchup on Sunday.
After the game, make sure you stay tuned tonight. It's Penn and Teller and Quest for Gold. That is coming up tonight following our action here at Heritage on the Chattanooga CW. Chris Goforth, Scott McMahon, Mackenzie Johnson from Heritage High School. Scott, going back to the first half and the way things went, Ringgold with just 1 first down, 16 yards of total offense. They were 0 of 4 on third downs.
And you heard Austin Crisp. He wasn't happy about it. Worst performance that he's ever been around from an offensive coach. And you know what? That's a coach that has the lead at the half too. So, I mean, if they can just – both teams, if they can just minimize penalties, it'll be a step in the right direction. I mean, this thing's not going to be decided till, I would imagine, into the fourth quarter, maybe even, at the end of the game. I mean, this is a back-and-forth type rivalry. It has been for years. Typically a lot more points put on the board, but 6-3 in this one. And as we noted, Heritage outgaining Ringgold a ton of yardage and all that stuff, but points on the board have been hard to find. Ringgold not having hardly any yardage offensively. They get the pick 6, and they got a 3-point lead.
How about 14 combined penalties, Scott, but nearly 180 penalty yards in the first half.
Unbelievable, especially when you look at both these teams having 2 games under their belt. So you can't use the old, well, it's early and we got nerves and we got to get some chemistry going on. Wow. What can you say?
The Heritage with just 3 points. They dominated time of possession. They held onto the football for just over 21 minutes in that first half, 3 of 7 on third downs. It's hard to talk about the first half and not talk about Braden Slaughter. He was fantastic. 19 carries in the first half, 106 yards. So he's on pace for better than 200 yards tonight. And how about Cody Bryan, 5 receptions for 72 yards. Those guys duplicate in the second half what they did the first. You could have a 200-yard rusher and a 150-yard receiver possibly in this game.
Amazing, but the biggest thing is getting points on the board. But if they duplicate those type of stats, you got to assume that it is football eventually, and you're going to get in the end zone. But we shall see. 2 impressive, just stars, frankly, and have been for a number of seasons in running back Braden Slaughter and wide receiver Cody Bryan.
We saw McKenzie down on the field with Austin Crisp there to end the first half, and he talked a little bit about, some of the adjustments they wanted to make. He said, we got the right game plan. We just got to get it done. And we're going to see Ringgold now come out to get the football to start things in this third quarter. So we'll see the coach's message if it was delivered and heard.
Yes, we will.
During the
early
halftime.
Here, getting the kickoff in first possession in the second half.
That'll do it for our Big Woody's Tree Service halftime report. We'll be back. We've got the second half of action after the break, but first, here's a look at action from across the country. You're watching Dr. Pepper Friday Night Rivals presented by CHI Memorial.
The best Thursday night lights and Friday night Rivals highlights from across the country.
Sweetwine pump fakes, goes end zone wide open, and one-handed catch. Are you kidding me?
Well, I'll tell you that you're going to watch the defender falls down, and Sheffield still has to make a spectacular grab.
Allen rolling, has time if he wants to run. Rolling has a guy over the middle. It's intercepted right into the hands of Logan Steele, and he's gone. No one will catch the long jump gold medalist and the second in the 100, Logan Steele.
Oh, new running back in the ball game, and he got tattooed and suplex. Speaking of wrestling, that was bad enough right there. And then, bam.
Big number 90, Maurice Horry right there. He got his money.
Wolf fires downfield. He has a man, but lobs it up. It's a 50-50 ball, and it's picked off by Manheim Township. Coming up and making the interception is Dixon. It was a 50-50 ball, and Dixon comes up and has the INT. Dixon, the 5'11".
There's a get off, ready, go. Off the line of scrimmage. And look at the speed, the quickness. Good recovery there, gets it back over to the sideline. Excellent execution for Champ.
(6-3) our score. Ringgold leading Heritage. Mackenzie Johnson on the field, standing by with the head coach of the Generals and Jeremy New.
Coach, your run game seems almost unstoppable. Number 7, Slater, he is killing it right now, yet you can't seem to get those final yards to get to the goal. What are some adjustments that we're going to see the second half?
They're doing a good job with some run-throughs, and we made some adjustments to kind of pick it up. Big thing is we got to quit shooting ourselves in the foot. I like what we're doing offensively and defensively. We just got to finalize when we get down in the red zone and quit turning the ball over.
You spoke about your defense real quick. Other than the pick 6, defense has not let Ringgold score at all. How do you feel about your defense coming into the second half?
We know they're going to come back with some different stuff that we worked all week, so we're ready for it. But at the same time, I like the enthusiasm and how our guys are getting to the ball.
Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Chris.
All right, thank you very much, Mackenzie. Coach Jeremy New in his first year leading this program. Been here since the school opened at Heritage.
Yeah.
Longtime defensive coordinator. off to a good start. They're 2-0. Both of these teams off to unbeaten starts, both looking to go to 3-0 tonight and pick up a win in a little county rivalry.
Yeah, Jeremy New, impressive on his versatility. As you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, when Tim James was here, he was the offensive coordinator. E.K. Slaughter comes in, and E.K.'s an offensive mind, so he puts Jeremy New as a defensive coordinator. And a lot of coaches can't do that. I mean, a lot of coaches, that would be hard for them to do. And Jeremy New has had success on both sides of the football as a coordinator. Now as the head coach in his first year, 2-0, and looking to get this thing in the second half where they can beat their bitter rival from across county.
Heritage opened up the season on the 15th of August with a 51-13 win over Christian Heritage, and then last week able to get by LFO 27-20. They get Gordon Lee next week at home. This tonight, the home opener for the Generals. Ringgold set to get the ball. Collette to kick it off. The Aspire Dermatology kickoff, and boy, did he launch this one. That's out of the back of the end zone.
That's some leg right there, kids. Wow. That's why they call from Texas right there, exactly.
Yeah, just watching him warm up, kicking off from the 45-yard line, he was sailing them onto the track here at Heritage. So,
and basically, speaking with his dad, he said, Texas, once they saw him kick off a couple times, they were like, okay, you're our kickoff guy for sure, but you'll have to battle for the extra point and field goal duties down in Austin. So what a great future and opportunity for Jake Collette.
Ringgold opens up on the ground. Freeze gets a check that. It was Frost. Goes for a couple, and again, this is a Ringgold offense searching for some degree of consistency. Only one first down for them in the first half. They ran 14 offensive plays for 16 yards. They get 3 on first down. Scott, that's like a splash play for them in the first half. Here's the give again. And it's Frost slipping away. And finally gets gang tackled. Check that, it was Haddon Freeze.
Haddon Freeze, but yeah, you mentioned when he was spun out of that tackle, it looked like he had some room, but to the Generals' credit, here you go, CHI Memorial replay. Right here, when he gets spun, those defenders just even pursued even harder, and there was, 3 guys, 4 or 5 guys coming in. There was no room for Haddon Freeze to take it anywhere.
Ringgold 0 of 4 on third downs in the first half. Faced with a 3rd down and 8. Grauer to throw. He's got all kinds of time. Penalty flag out. Finds the open man at the 35-yard line. If it stands, it's a first down.
I was hoping we could put 3 plays together without a penalty, but apparently we cannot.
Looks like early indication this will be a hold against Ringgold. It was Blake Johnson, the senior, that made the catch.
But Grauer's clapping. Zach Grauer, the quarterback, number 1, he was clapping pretty hard.
Ringgold penalized 6 times for 96 yards in the first half. Foul on Heritage.
Wow.
And a huge mark off in the second first down of the game for Ringgold. So the Tigers get the first down. Ball moves up to the 36-yard line. Opening possession of the second quarter. Heritage shows blitz off the outside. They go back on the run. It's Frost. And Frost stopped basically for no gain.
Yeah, Braden Hudson, number 5, the junior linebacker, came in and shut Frost down. A hard lick as you see initial contact. And then he gets him on the ground for not much gain. Not any gain. Back to the original line of scrimmage.
Run to the left side. Once again with Frost.
That's Hudson again, too, man. I mean, the pursuit of that Heritage defense has been impressive all night. Look at all the guys around the ball carrier, man. There's not much room to run. Ringgold's offensive line has not been able to impose their will on that Heritage defensive front. Caden Smith was the guy that made that stop. Now 3rd and long.
Grauer steps up in the pocket, looking downfield. Penalty flag thrown. Reverses field now. Going to take a deep shot. Has a man open, and it's picked off at the 25-yard line.
Brody James.
Intercepted by Brody James.
5'11", 175, just thrown up there to try and desperately come up with something. And James just playing center field back there, looking at the throw, and fairly easy interception.
Big the play, holding.
It's a hold against Ringgold. That penalty will be declined, and the interception will stand. That is the 2nd turnover for Ringgold. Heritage turned it over 3 times in the first half. So the Tigers pick up a first down, their 2nd of the game, and then they give it right back to the Generals. Heritage with a first down and 10. They start at their own 24. $195 yards of total offense back in the first half. The screen to Bryan. He can get a lot on his own up to the 30-yard line. Gain of 6.
When Hike pump fake that, boy, you just, if you're Heritage coaches, you're like, oh, because that Ringgold had a defender right in the line of him throwing the football to his receiver, so he kind of pump faked it and then was athletic enough to throw it over top of the defender. 5 catches for 72 yards on the night.
Braden Slaughter with over 100 yards rushing in the first half. His first carry the 3rd quarter, and he's got the first down up to the 38-yard line.
Eli McGuire, Bo Green, both the center of that defense, the middle linebacker, and Rover safety. So, yeah.
Gets the CHI Memorial first down.
Big first down for Heritage.
Their 12th of the game.
There you go, 19 carries, 106 yards. Long of 49. That was in the first quarter. First possession, actually.
Braden Stoker, the single receiver, goes wide to the top of your screen. Bryan goes in motion, and it's Slaughter to the near side. Slips through a couple of arm tackles and gets to the 45-yard line.
Tackled by Bo Green, but what a workhorse. Again, if you're just tuning in, the Chattanooga City's leading rusher coming into tonight, number 7 right there, Braden Slaughter. And that was his, I guess, 20th carry or so, and just what a night. 5'11", 215. He was able to put on some muscle in the offseason. A complete downhill workhorse is what Coach Foster, Blake Foster, was telling us. The most important and best running back on the roster for the Heritage Generals.
4 wides, 2 to a side on 2nd and 5 on their own 44. Height steps up again, throws on the run, taking a shot downfield and goes in and out of Cohen Fletcher's hands. Just off his fingertips and incomplete.
Thought they might call a penalty for a little bit of hand grabbing or whatever, but no penalty called, and we will thank the referee for that. A little bit of leniency at this point would be nice. I mean, a decent throw. You're one-on-one, and frankly, Cohen Fletcher, there'd been a hard, tough catch to make, but the opportunity was there. Well defended by Bo Green, the, again, Rover safety. Ringgold plays like a 3-3 high, they call it. 3 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, and then 3 safeties in the back.
Hyde again on the rollout. Throws on the run.
Zip?
Pass is caught inside the 40 for the first down, and he's cut down. As soon as he makes the catch, it was Caden Foster.
You've heard it 1,000 times. The hardest throw for a quarterback is throwing against his body, where he's rolling out to his left, and he's a right-handed quarterback, has to throw that, but he had a little whip on that. Absolute zip on the football.
His arm strength.
Yeah, it's
impressive.
It is impressive. Impressive. Big time.
Midway through the third quarter, still 6-3. Heritage after the Ringgold interception. Generals trying to put the drive together. Slaughter hit in the backfield, slips away from an arm tackle. He'll dive back and get across the line of scrimmage. Daryl Moore had him in the backfield. He just slipped right through Moore.
Yep, he was able to evade Moore's tackle because he had him for a loss for just a split second. Braden Slaughter a little banged up, hands on knees. We'll see what happened with Slaughter.
We'll get a timeout as the trainers come out to attend to Braden Slaughter. He has been the workhorse tonight for the Heritage Generals, already more than 100 yards rushing. Break in the action. We'll step aside. Under 6 minutes to go in the third. 6-3. Ringgold leads Heritage. Dr. Pepper, Friday Night Rivals, presented by CHI Memorial. (6-3) Ringgold leads Heritage. Dr. Pepper, Friday Night Rivals, presented by CHI Memorial. Just under 6 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Ringgold got the ball to start the half. They picked up a first down. As you see, Braden Slaughter, who was a little shaken up on that last play, coming off. It looks like he's going to be fine. Ringgold's drive ended in an interception, and now Heritage trying to put a drive together. Seventh play here, faced with a second down and 10 from the Ringgold 41. Quick throw, and it's complete inside the 40 to about the 35-yard line. Once again, they go back to Cody Bryan, and Cody Bryan now has got to be flirting with 100 yards receiving in this game. He had more than 70 in the first half.
And again, they've marched the ball up and down the field on Ringgold, but just cannot put points on the board. It's been the story of the entire night.
That's a big third down here for both sides. Big third down for Heritage to try to continue this drive, and if you're Ringgold, you don't want that interception to cost you. Want to get the stop here, force a fourth down. Here's Height on the rollout again. Throws on the run, pass complete. Bryan at the 20-yard line and pushed out of bounds.
Great route runner in front of the defender. I mean, there's just so many technical things that Cody Bryan does well. You'll see it right here. Nice zip from Height. He's open in front of the defender. Pushed out of bounds by Logan Moore, but not until he picks up the first down.
Mark him out at the 19. Heritage back inside the Dr. Pepper maroon zone.
And on the march.
4 trips inside the maroon zone. They have but 3 points to show for it. Slaughter back in, and he gets the handoff straight ahead. He'll drag Freeze inside the 15-yard line to the 12.
Brought down by number 3, Bo Green.
Pretty good blocking up front by Heritage offensive line. That right side, Josh Castle, who we talked about. Christian Wall, also who we talked about. And their center, junior Baker Capehart, started as a sophomore and continues to be their starting center here in his junior year. I mean, Slaughter's just a handful, let's face it.
Yeah, at some point, you get tired of getting hit by that 215-pound bowling ball coming at you. And here he comes again with blockers out front on the right side. He gets to about the 10-yard line. Bo Green.
And had Freeze on the stop.
11th play of this drive for Heritage. After the Ringgold turnover, they took over on their own 24. It's now first down and goal to go at the 9-yard line. 4 minutes remaining in what has been a briskly played third quarter. All right, look out for Cody Bryan. He's split wide at the bottom of your screen. The give, Slaughter, left side. He will stroll in. Touchdown.
All right, there you go. With Heritage with that Food City touchdown can break down the barrier of lack of points, and there goes your fireworks for the touchdown. Here, let's take a CHI Memorial next look at it here. And Braden Slaughter into the end zone for 6. He came in again this week prior to the game as the city's leading rusher. 52 carries, and he's got at least 25 tonight. He has 52 carries coming in, 294 yards, 4 TDs, and that's almost 6 yards per carry for Braden Slaughter.
Collette drives this one home. 6. For the first time tonight, Heritage has the lead. 3:31 remaining, third quarter. We'll return back to Heritage after this. Dr. Pepper Friday Night Rivals presented by CHI Memorial. Heritage has their first lead over Ringgold, 10-6, 3:31 to go, third quarter. It was an 11-play, 76-yard drive. Braden Slaughter with a 9-yard touchdown run. And Heritage, I take that back, their second lead, they did lead 3-0.
Right, after the first possession.
And now it is 10-6. Heritage with a lead over Ringgold as the Ringgold Tigers set to get the ball back. During the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we'll be highlighting our school bus stop of the game. It's presented by NHTSA. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing, paid for by NHTSA. We've got a couple of good candidates for our bus stop play of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Collette to kick it off. I don't think he's had one returned tonight, and this one will not be returned either. So with 3:31 to go, another Aspire Dermatology kickoff. Bounds out of the back of the end zone, and Ringgold will go to work. Well, Scott, you've been able to kind of play with the lead. Your defense has helped you out. Your lone score tonight, if you're the Tigers, came on a pick six. Now you got to get this offense. Now the pressure starts to build on this offense.
In a big way, and Austin Crisp, their head coach, I'm sure is just frustrated as he can be. They've got to show some sort of discipline here with a couple plays back to back to back that are successful without penalties and without, loss of yardage.
Here's Grauer. And the quarterback will pick his way forward.
Heritage defense, man, they are on point tonight.
Picks up a couple. Ringgold comes in after beating Murray County 48-0 last week. And Scott, that's maybe the first time we've seen Grauer keep the football. We expected to see him run it about 10 times tonight.
Right.
And I believe that may be if not the first, one of the very few carries
he hasn't
that he's
carried
had.
it much. You're right. He hasn't carried it much at all.
It's Gerald Page dancing into the neutral zone.
So is it going to be encroachment, or do they draw him off sides?
Looks like encroachment as the Heritage defense backs up.
Backing up, yep. So, yeah, this offense has been frustrated by what Heritage has thrown at them all night long. Again, the 6 points was a pick six, 50-yard return.
And it's Frost. Frost for a first down. Shy of the 40-yard line.
Initial tackle made by number 21, Eli Thacker.
Eli Thacker on the stop.
First down.
CHI Memorial first down.
Thacker, a junior linebacker. Jeremiah Frost runs into a couple players and keeps the feet churning.
Here goes Frost, and he runs right smack into the arms of a waiting defender, Josh Butler.
Butler, the senior, had a tremendous game last week versus LFO. He's more experienced, and says the more experience, the better he gets. And he was just Josh on the spot on that one to stop Jeremiah Frost for a couple-yard gain, but not much. He stood him up and shut him down quickly.
Sets up a second down and 9. Here's Grauer. He's got time. He's going to unleash middle of the field. He's got a man, and it's complete inside the 25-yard line, and rolling down with a catch is Eli Pursley.
Eli Pursley, and boy, Grauer showed you his arm strength on that play. Flick of the wrist, and he takes it way down into Heritage territory. Eli Pursley, let's get another look at it. Here you see him launch it from the 30-yard line all the way down to Pursley, who's at his 25-yard line. And what a catch. What a catch. CHI Memorial first down. Just Ringgold, if you wanted to see that. Austin Crisp is happy to see something positive go their way offensively.
Here goes Frost. He'll pick his way inside the Dr. Pepper maroon zone. Gets to the 18-yard line. 42 yards on that throw and catch inside the Dr. Pepper maroon zone. And Ringgold had just 21 yards of total offense before that play. So they double, more than double, their total yards of offense on one play.
On one play, man. That shows you how futile their offensive has been before that.
And, Scott, that may be the little spark that this Ringgold offense needs to get rolling. Here's Frost. Stiff arm to the outside. He's got the first down, twisting down at around the 12, maybe the 13-yard line. Goes Jeremiah Frost inside the Dr. Pepper maroon zone. It's another CHI Memorial first down.
This is more like the game I thought we'd see, a little bit of a shootout back and forth.
Oh, they mark him just shy of the first down. Call it a third down and 1.
Okay. Brody James with a nice play to get him down before he reached the first down.
You know, you've talked in this game about how well that front seven has played for Heritage. I think that front seven plays so well because how good the back end of this Heritage defense is.
That's a great point.
Freeze and Frost both in the backfield, and we've got a timeout that's asked for by Ringgold. Tigers will stop it with 19 seconds left in the third quarter on a third down and 1 at the Heritage 13-yard line. Frisco fourth, Scott McMahon. Mackenzie Johnson on the sidelines tonight. A combined 5 turnovers in this game. A whole slew of penalties. We've had a 50-yard pick six, a couple of missed field goals. Braden Slaughter having a big night for the Heritage offense with 130 yards rushing. Cody Bryan has caught 7 balls for 95. Ringgold has not been able to generate much offense at all until this drive. Ringgold last week defeated Murray County 48-0. Week before that, they beat Dade County 38-7. And prior to the touchdown scored here tonight by Heritage, those 7 points allowed to Dade County all of the scoring through the first 2 weeks. Third and short, the keeper by Grauer, first down as he gets to the 10 line. Well, we talked about it earlier, Scott. We hadn't seen a lot from him running the football. Now this is 2 nice pickups for Grauer on this drive.
Yep, called quarterback sneak right here. You see he's a pretty big guy, so he just puts that shoulder down, lowers it into Josh Butler, and picks up that first down.
This is Freeze, and Freeze gets twisted down at the 10. Give him a yard as the third quarter comes to a close. So we head to the fourth quarter at Heritage in a 10-6 game. Generals with the lead, but the Tigers knocking on the door to open the fourth quarter. When we come back, our Dr. Pepper scoreboard. Friday Night Rivals presented by CHI Memorial. We begin the final quarter of action here from Heritage. It's been a tight one all night between the Generals and the Ringgold Tigers. Catoosa County bragging rights on the line. Heritage, opening drive of the game. Jake Collette with a 29-yard field goal. Ringgold with a pick six to take a 6-3 lead. In the last possession, Heritage just scored. Here goes Freeze. Outside to the left, to the corner, to the end zone. Touchdown Ringgold. Hayden Freeze with the Food City touchdown.
Man, what kind of pie, too. He is such a, let's get another look at it here. 5'8", 200 pounds, and just punishes the defender, Brody James, he had that momentum. And let's give some credit to that left side of the offensive line. Isaac Dotson, Julian Beria, and Slade Sweeney, their center. Big Rig Sweeney was our scholar athlete of the week here. So
yeah, he's got a great story. We'll talk more about.
He sure does.
Slade coming up in this fourth quarter. Sam Bishop on to attempt the extra point.
Or another high snap.
And we've got another whistle.
Man, their special teams, boy, they're going to be.
Defense, half the distance.
This goes against Heritage.
Oh, wow.
So an offsides call against.
Ringgold gets a big break there.
And what is that, twice now? We've seen that happen on the extra points, and the penalty has been against Heritage. All right, Ringgold says, hey, let's send the offense back out. Let's go for two. The Ringgold fans approve. They applaud on their side of the field. An overflow crowd tonight at Heritage to take in this one.
You got Freeze in the backfield with Grower.
The 2-point conversion to make it a 4-point game. And there it is. The 2-point conversion attempt is good. And it's 14, Zach Brower.
Makes it himself. Just what a great play. Did that nose in the end zone, and looks like we're going to have some fun here in the next 11 minutes, 48 seconds.
Ringgold with an answer. Dr. Pepper, Friday Night Rivals, presented by CHI Memorial. All right. Thank you. Early in the fourth quarter, Ringgold has scored. They go 80 yards in 8 plays, convert the 2-point conversion, and it's a 14-10 Ringgold lead as we're set for our Aspire Dermatology kickoff. Chris Goforth, Scott McMahon, Mackenzie Johnson. We promised you a good one tonight at the start of things, and we deliver.
How about that booming kickoff?
Yeah, Sam Bishop showing off the leg a little bit. Puts it into and out of the end zone. And we'll see this Heritage offense now that, again, finds themselves trailing. They have been able to move the football at times at will, but they've seen drives stall. They've missed 2 field goals in this game. Braden Slaughter with 130 yards rushing. Cody Bryan with 95 receiving yards. And, Scott, we played the third quarter with only 3 possessions.
Wow.
I mean, Heritage put together that, what was it, an 11-play drive, and then Ringgold with an 8-play drive. That kind of ate up most of the third quarter. Here's the give, sweeping, and lost the football. Let's see who falls on it. Penalty flag has come out as well. Hare, I believe, is able to recover the fumble. Diving on the football was Caden Foster.
Yeah, man, that is being on the spot, because that would have been just devastating for Heritage.
On the offense, 10 yards from the previous spot. Replay first down.
Holding against Heritage. Penalties have been a bugaboo for both sides tonight. They both had issues with the penalties. 5 combined turnovers in this game. Slaughter, the lone setback. Here's Height out throwing from the end zone. The jump ball, and it's an incomplete pass. Heritage comes down with
Foster
a football.
may have caught that.
Catch.
Yes, Caden Foster caught that on about a pinball deflection. 2 or 3 guys the football bounced off 2 or 3 guys, and Caden Foster, once again on the spot, comes up with that reception. Holy cow.
So you go from a first down and 20 to a second down and about 7.
It's off the intended receiver, defender right there off his knee, and Foster comes in and scoops it before it hits the ground. Amazing athletic play by Caden Foster.
Slaughter.
Again.
And again the ball comes loose. Ringgold motioning, they have recovered. And they have. Ringgold football. Tigers will take
That was a vicious hit right in the football. Yeah, no. Oh, well, guess who? Mr. Freeze, Haddon Freeze, with the punishing hit out of his will linebacker position. Just a helmet on football on Braden Slaughter, and there wasn't anything that Slaughter could do about that. That's just a shot by Haddon Freeze.
4th turnover of the night for the Heritage Generals. And Ringgold now puts the Heritage defense with their backs against the wall. 1st down and 10. Ringgold starts in plus territory. They've got it at the General 23-yard line. And it's Frost. And Frost is hit up high, ridden down right at the 20-yard line.
Thacker on the tackle.
Initial tackle made by number 21, Eli Thacker.
And that will get this clock rolling. Ringgold finally found something offensively. The offensive line has played well. We told you Slade Swinney, a great story along that offensive front. For more on Slade, our scholar athlete, let's send it down to the field, Mackenzie Johnson.
Yeah, I had the amazing opportunity to talk with Slade's mom earlier this week, and Slade's story is truly incredible. He was diagnosed at a very young age with degenerative eye disease, making him legally blind. His surgery started at as early as the 3rd grade. Did not stop him from playing sports. His coach, Derek Wan, literally taught him how to move, listening to the whistle, where to go, when to snap the ball. And importantly, he did not let his disease stop him. He is an amazing kid, very outgoing. Everybody talks super highly of him. 4.0 GPA, but the most interesting thing I found out about him is he loves theater. He loves to tap dance. He's going to be in a production of The Little Mermaid this upcoming spring. His mom had especially ordered tap shoes from New York City because they do not make a size 16. And he is looking to play in college. Whether he does or not, I know this kid's story is not finished, and I know he'll go on to do great things.
Scott, he had 4 eye surgeries. They had to replace the lens in his eye. They found a doctor at Emory down in Atlanta that could do that story, or that could do that surgery. That doctor now is no longer at Emory. He's now at Stanford University.
Wow.
So had they not have found him when they did,
who knows?
Slade wouldn't have been able to have that surgery. The kid had 4 eye surgeries.
So Big Rig is his nickname, and at 6'4", 350 pounds, Mackenzie tells us he's going to tap dance. I might have to see that. That is a big, big boy.
Quick, let's get a look at tonight's school bus stop of the game. It's presented by NHTSA. Always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out. The red lights are flashing, not stopping.
Bus stop of the game, presented by NHTSA. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
License suspension paid for by NHTSA. This is our stop of the game. How about this play? Could be the turning point. The ball gets coughed up, and Ringgold comes up with what would be the 4th Heritage turnover of this game. The quarterback sneak.
Look at him, keep on.
Push.
Wow. Well, get behind Big Rig. You see what happens right there.
They get to the 1-yard
Holy
line.
cow. And you see Big Slade Swinney, 56, the center. So if you're Grower, you get up underneath the and look at 56 just fight his way and bash people. Holy cow, what a challenge that offensive line, and they answered the bell on that play.
They go back and he's in. Down Ringgold, back-to-back scoring drives for the Tigers. The Food City touchdown.
Austin Chris was able to take a breath. He's been frustrated in that first half and then early in the second half, but now his rhythm in a big way. And there you see Grower with putting the football over the goal line for the touchdown.
Zach Grower, by the way, 6'3", 210 pounds. So
yeah, he's a
load now.
He is a load, and just a junior. So his just coming to the coach and saying, "Coach, let me try quarterback. We'll win, I promise you." And that's exactly how it happened.
Sam Bishop's extra point is up, and it is true. 21, Ringgold with a lead. We've got 8:45 to go in the game. Back-to-back scoring drives. Heritage with the ball. We return. We're in the fourth quarter. Dr. Pepper Friday Night Rivals presented by CHI Memorial. Our Aspire Dermatology kickoff. And for one of the few times tonight, we see it return from inside the 5-yard line. Out to the 20-yard line, and that's where Heritage will start. 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Caden Height, the quarterback.
Getting to a point here where they need to put some sort of drive together, get some kind of points on the board.
Here's Height setting up. He's taking a shot, and he's got a man. It is swatted away at the last minute by Grady Haddock.
What a great play by Grady Haddock, just to because the receiver had he was behind Grady Haddock, but he was athletic enough to put his hand up. Let's get another look at it here, because that is a tremendous throw. Haddock looks beat, but then at the last second just pushes it out of the way. In comes junior Grady Haddock, as Coach Austin Crisp called him, the Swiss Army knife on this team. Does a little bit of everything.
Going to take the deep shot on a 1st and 10. Quick out to Stoker. And Stoker wrestled down after he gets maybe 2. That'll get the clock rolling. Give him 3. It's 3rd and 7. And you're right, Scott. Now it feels like, you know, we talked earlier about maybe some pressure after that Heritage score, the pressure on the Ringgold offense. Now it feels like it's back on the Heritage offense to,
I don't think there's any doubt
try
about
to put
that.
something together here. He's got time. Taking a shot. Has a man wide open. Making the catch is Cohen Fletcher. Fletcher coming off a great performance last week, and he was running in his own area code there for a moment.
Yeah, he was.
Nobody near him.
Yeah, last week had 7 catches for 154 yards and 2 TDs versus LFO. And look at Height's arm, man. I mean, he's got some arm strength, and nice wide open to Cohen Fletcher, the junior wide receiver.
36 yards on that throw and catch. Off the play fake. Again, taking a shot wide open, in stride, inside the 5-yard line, Cody Bryan.
Cody Bryan does get behind the defender there. And that's how quick this offense can strike. Now, and put 8 points on the board, but man, 2 big, huge plays by the Generals to get him in that Dr. Pepper maroon zone.
First down and goal to go Heritage at the Ringgold 5. Inside the Dr. Pepper maroon zone. Heritage looks like they've made this look like 7-on-7. Slaughter looking for a hole.
It's
to the goal line. Touchdown. Slaughter with a 5-yard touchdown run.
Food City touchdown by Brayton Slaughter, senior running back.
.7:22 to go, fourth quarter. Heritage back on the board. Scott, I don't see Collette going out. They're going to go for 2.
Yep. And they bring in Kane Romano, 52, as a blocker. He's more of an H-back type of guy, but total blocker and a road grader. So look for something possibly behind 52.
He'll line up in that H position. And Height, trouble.
Well played. Haddon
out back at the 10.
Haddon Freeze, once again, this kid's been all over the field. He's the one that had the pick 6 in the first half, and it just has played his tail off tonight. Number 2, Haddon Freeze on the stop.
7:22 left to go, 21-16. Ringgold with the lead. Tigers set to get the ball after Heritage put together, how about 80 yards in 5 plays?
Wow, that's what I'm talking about. When they're on, they can chew up some yardage quickly.
And the quarterback, Caden Height, 3 of 4 passing on that drive. He was surgical. He is now 14 out of 24 for 244 yards in this game.
Wow. He's so experienced and been playing for such a long time as a starter for your Heritage right here.
How about 8 receptions and 131 yards for Cody Bryan?
That guy's a stat machine, too.
Unbelievable night for this Heritage offense. Statistically, they just haven't been able to find the end zone enough. Couple of trips inside the Dr. Pepper Maroon zone have come up empty. 364 yards of total offense compared to just 107 for Ringgold.
Aspire Dermatology kickoff.
And Collette will boom this one out of the back of the end zone. This was a 6-3 at the half. Heritage started off the third quarter after getting a Ringgold interception. Brayton Slaughter with a 9-yard run. Ringgold came right back with an 8-play, 80-yard drive. Haddon Freeze with a 9-yard run. They convert the 2-point conversion to lead at 14-10. And then following a Heritage fumble, the quarterback, Grauer, had the 1-yard touchdown run to make it 21-10 before Heritage put together their last drive. So here comes the Ringgold offense. Frost in the backfield. Grauer, the quarterback, who's been a threat with his legs in this third quarter. Frost behind and pulled down. Shooting off that edge, it was Tucker Hayes that got him. Hayes has been antsy all night, Scott.
Yeah, Tucker Hayes just makes that nice play.
He has
Frost
been
on the ground, man. He's a junior, Hayes is, very physical, and leaned up this summer. Coach told us that he felt like he was playing too heavy, so he got a little bit better speed and leaned up and has really come to play at that outside linebacker position for Heritage.
Yeah, he's been playing that edge position tonight and has been coming off that end. The hand goes back to Frost to the left side, and Frost out across the 25-yard line over on the far side.
Cody Bryan with the stop. Not only can he catch it, but he also plays a pretty good safety for Heritage.
I don't know where that kid's going to wind up on Saturdays. He's going to get a chance somewhere.
He's got to. He's too good, man. I mean, really.
Somebody's missing a great opportunity.
Yep.
If they don't come get this young man.
And again, 5'10", 160. If he were probably 6'1" and 180, there's a whole lot of people at the big level that would want Cody Bryan on their team.
Big third down for Ringgold. Grauer, the keeper, runs through one tackle and finally dropped. He is close to the sticks. 4th down and 1. 4th and 1 for the Ringgold offense.
Big decision.
On their own end of the field.
Big decision here for Austin Crisp. If you get that first down, let's look at it again. But if you got so close, But if you get that first down, then you get a chance to chew more clock with 5:40 to play. But if you don't get that first down, you give Heritage, you set them up for a pretty sweet deal to try and take the lead with a touchdown.
Here they come, Frost and Freeze, both in the backfield. Grauer comes up under center, and we've got a timeout that's asked for.
Heritage wanted to look at that formation, and as soon as they saw it, they were going to probably do the Grauer and Rig combo they did before to pick up the 1 yard for the first down.
5:25 remaining in the game. Ringgold with a 21-16 lead. Tigers faced with a fourth down. Real quick to finish up on Slade Sweeney. His grandfather, a lot of folks may remember, Ron Bishop.
Yep.
National championship winning coach at Tennessee Temple. Had a nice run on television with the old Southern Conference Game of the Week with our buddy Randy Smith for a long time. And then founded Score International and did tremendous work, especially in the Dominican Republic, taking mission trips to the Dominican.
Yeah.
Developed a very close friendship with Mariano Rivera, Andy Pettit, a couple of former Yankees that would help him.
Especially when the Yankees on that run.
Yeah, that was Coach Bishop was the guy to know if you wanted some tickets to Yankee Stadium. But,
for sure.
Big Papi, David Ortiz, a lot of those guys from the Dominican were very key in the ministry that he put together. Grauer comes under center on a fourth down. The push behind Sweeney. Penalty flag is out. Hold on. Well, you see hands going every which way. The Heritage folks signal one direction. The Ringgold folks signal another direction.
It's an illegal
what the call is on the penalty.
At the snap, illegal shift on the offense.
That's the shift against Ringgold.
So they'll back it up and then punt here.
That will leave Ringgold with no choice but to punt it away. Sam Bishop on to kick. And Cody Bryant hoping for a chance. Now, we've seen Bishop unfurl a couple of beautiful punts tonight.
Yeah, Collette comes in with all the hype because of the commitment to Texas, but Bishop has been just as good as far as powerful punts and kickoffs.
There may be some motion up front against Ringgold.
Start on the offense, 5 yards. Replay for it.
So you had it 4th and 1. Talking about whether you get that or not is a momentum changer. Now it's 4th and 11. So you're really giving Heritage free yardage here. And unless Bishop just nails the 60-yard with a roll, we're going to see right here.
Bryan standing back at around the 45. Bishop soars a high, tumbling kick. Bryan will watch it bounce. Takes the Ringgold bounce inside the 40-yard line. They'll down it at around the 36, 37-yard line. So Heritage trailing by a score now with 4:46 remaining. They get the football back with an opportunity. Last time they had it, they put together a 5-play, 80-yard drive. Braden Slaughter capped it off with a 5-yard run. Good crowd on hand tonight. Nobody has left in what has been a extremely tight game between these two. Heritage with 4 turnovers. Ringgold has turned it over twice. From their own 36. Height. Pressure coming backside. He'll unload deep downfield. Battled for. And incomplete.
Yeah, Ringgold's defensive backs just playing some.
That was Bo Green there.
Yeah, center field type of don't let him get behind you type of mentality. And again, Height's arm is impressive. Launches that one, but 2 defenders. As you mentioned,
trying to go to his target.
Bo Green, one of the guys back there.
Trying to go to his target, and Cody Bryan again. Height on the roll. Throws it side of
what a
out of the
catch.
air. And a great reception by Braden Stoker.
Stoker is stoked when he gets that, and I don't blame him. That was a heck of a catch. Now, Caden Height put some zip on that ball. Let's watch this one. He stops, squares up, and whoo, that is a dart. Catch it or eat it. Braden Stoker chooses to catch it and comes up with a big first down. Here we go, guys.
Heritage from the Ringgold 49-yard line. Clock approaching 4 minutes to go in the game. Height taking a shot over the middle, incomplete. Again, going back for Cody Bryan. Last week, Bryan faced double, sometimes triple teams, and I think that's going to be the case with him all year.
Oh, yeah, that's why Cohen Fletcher had such a big game, because they had to have somebody else step up. Cody Bryan was such a target by the defenders, like you mentioned, double and triple teamed. He couldn't get free.
This was a whale of a ball game a year ago, and tonight it shapes up to be another classic. The final 4 minutes. Height throws on the run. Pass is caught. Cohen Fletcher. Going to bring up a third and short situation.
I think if you just kind of pick and choose your spots here, I don't think you have to go, like deep twice in a row. I mean, you can pick your spots like they did on the last play, gain 8 or 10, and then move it down the field. You got plenty of time.
Off the play fake. Height. This time from the pocket. It's a shot over the middle, and it's incomplete. There comes the penalty flag. Will Matthews was there in coverage. As again, they go back to Cody Bryan. And you see Houston White over on that Ringgold sideline visibly upset with the call.
15 yards. Play results in the
Houston's
first down.
defensive coordinator and coaches those safeties up, and he has such pride in what they do. He didn't want to see his guys get a PI, but it just happened. CHI Memorial first down.
All the way down now to the 25-yard line. With just over 3 minutes to go. Four wides. Slaughter with over 130 yards rushing. Gets the call to the right side, and he is wrapped up, but he'll fight forward for positive yardage. Eli McGuire among a host of Tigers on that stop. But I think that is what makes Braden Slaughter so tough, Scott. You see him get hit, but he's always falling forward, always moving forward.
No doubt.
He's going to get you two or three even when he's hit at the line of scrimmage.
Yep. Eli McGuire, Bo Green all make contact, but Slaughter was able to fall forward, as you mentioned.
Hunt up. Over the middle, bobbled and incomplete. Could have been caught, could have been intercepted. That was Troy Kirkland that was there defensively.
You're in flat out 5 defensive backs, maybe even 6, because Height can just sling it all around the field.
Caden Height comes all the way over to the Heritage sideline for the play. Now they'll call it in the huddle. Play clock is at 10. Height rolling, throws on the run, pass is caught again, he's open, it's Fletcher, and he slips down inside the Dr. Pepper maroon zone at around the 15, 16-yard line for the first down.
Looks, good enough to be the first down. Now Fletcher may have some cramps. You see him cut it back into the end. That leg right there. That's where the cramp came in. You see him automatically grab his calf.
They mark him just shy of the first down. It's going to be 4th down and 1 at the 16-yard line.
Now, I know we sat through some penalties, and I know we sat through some offensive frustration in that first half. But if you'd have told me 21-16 with 2 minutes to play, I'd have said, take it.
That's right.
This is the kind of finish we want to see. Regardless of what happens, it's going to be exciting end here to this Catoosa County rivalry.
So what do you do on a 4th and 1 at the 16-yard line? You've got you got Slaughter.
Your bell cow Slaughter. But they're going to know that too, right? So, I mean, if you think you can get a push by that offensive line, I hand it to Slaughter, or maybe just a Caden Height taking it himself. Look, he's up under center.
First time we've seen this from Height, and Ringgold jumps.
Yep, wow.
First down, Heritage.
Just frustrating for Ringgold Tigers just to not be disciplined enough to not jump. I mean, it's one of the hardest things in football, especially towards the end of the game and all the excitement and everything going on around you. But Heritage, well coached, got them, tricked them into it.
First down and 10 at the 11-yard line. 2 minutes remaining, 2:05. Slaughter in the backfield. High snap, and here goes Slaughter, caught behind the line, Freeze, and pulled down.
Freeze was all over that, but boy, that almost was disaster with a snap over the Heights' head. He was able to be athletic enough to scoop it. You'll see that he had to jump up, grab it, hand it off, and Ringgold's defense was all over it.
Loss of 3. It goes back to the 14-yard line. 2nd and 13 from the 14. And Heritage in no hurry. Clock under a minute and a half to go in the game. They need a score to win it. Here goes Slaughter. Hit. Stopped at the 15-yard line.
The man, Daryl Moore, the man, just wraps up the ball carrier, slams him. Now it's Heritage calling timeout.
That's the second timeout of this half for Heritage. So they've got one more timeout they can take. Ringgold still with 2 timeouts with 1:11 to go. This drive, by the way, Scott, for Heritage, this will be the 11th drive of this game.
11th drive for Heritage?
11th play of the drive.
11th play on the drive, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
11th
That's
play.
crazy. We've seen some fireworks when they score, but I would be willing to bet that if Heritage wins this game, especially in this type of situation, we're going to see a Riverbend-esque type fireworks.
Third down for the Heritage offense. From the 15-yard line. Here's Height. He's going for the end zone. Batted away. Incomplete pass. Will Matthews there to swat it away.
And Matthews probably could have tried to intercept that, but just smartly just knocked it down. See, if he just tries to catch it, but, easier said from up here than down there on the field. But great defensive play by William Matthews. It all comes down to this.
Yeah, this may be your ball game right here. 4th down and 14 from the 15-yard line.
They could get a first down, but just inside the 1. Yeah, Ringgold calls timeout.
Heritage calls the timeout. That is the timeout here for Heritage. So the Generals are out of timeouts with 1:05 to play. On a 4th down and 14 at the 15-yard line. This was a 6-3 game at the half. The second half has seen both teams find a little offensive momentum. Ringgold forced to go 3 and out on their last possession, and now Heritage putting together what will be a 12-play drive when they snap it here on a 4th and 14 at the 15-yard line. So Cody Bryant, who has over 100 yards receiving. Brian goes to the top of your screen. He's that receiver split out wide at the top. Here's Height. Stepping up. Throws. Caught. Did he come down in bounds? Incomplete pass.
Wow. Wow, that is tough. What a phenomenal catch with the defender all over you, but he couldn't get his feet down. Tremendous heartbreak for Braden Stoker.
Get a look at it on the Dr. Pepper replay. Had possession on the defensive back.
He hit the pylon before he was out. And the referee calls it incomplete.
Oh, they're gonna talk about that, and I think they're going to talk about that for a long time around here, and that's what Jeremy New, I think, is arguing his case with the official.
So
cleat caught the pylon.
Let the debate begin. If the cleat hits the pylon, is it a touchdown even though your foot didn't land in bounds because it hit that pylon? Holy cow. I don't think I've ever seen that, especially in a situation to win the game. Well, it's a heck of a catch, man. But right there, his left foot hits the pylon.
(21-16). Ringgold with the Tigers get the ball back. They take the snap, and they get the clock running.
Wow, what an unbelievable play. Ruled incomplete. Argued complete by the red, white, and blue team.
That's going to do it. Ringgold will not have to snap it again. And the Tigers go to 3-0 on the season. Ringgold with the 21-16 victory.
Holy cow, man.
Scott, one they're going to be talking about around here for a long time.
A long time. I can promise you, all the places in Ringgold, Heritage folks will think it was stolen from them, and the Ringgold folks will say, nope, that's the right call. Unreal ending to what was a terribly sloppy first half, but oh my goodness, not sure you could ask for a better second half.
We had 6 combined turnovers in this game. We'll tell you all about it when we return, including a visit with the winning head coach. Dr. Pepper Friday Night Rivals presented by CHI Memorial. Back to Heritage right after this. 21-16, Ringgold a winner. Ringgold a 21-16 win over their arch rivals. The Heritage Generals, as Ringgold improves, they go to 3-0 as you get a look at the Dr. Pepper scoreboard. Crisco fourth, Scott McMahon, Mackenzie Johnson down on the field. She'll be standing by with the head coach in Austin, Chris, from Ringgold, coming up in just a few minutes. And Scott, as we get a look at our Dr. Pepper player of the game, how about Hayden Freeze? He had the 50-yard interception return for the score in the first quarter. Haddon Freeze, and then Freeze later in the third quarter with that 9-yard touchdown run. Kind of got Ringgold back in this thing.
Yeah, he did, really. And so many defensive plays, too. So just showing what versatility he gives you from his linebacker and running back position. Haddon Freeze right there. He looks great. Great baseball player. Super good football player. And our player of the game right here tonight in this big win by Ringgold over their arch rival Heritage in Catoosa County.
Yeah, Freeze with only 14 yards on 4 carries tonight, but he did have that third quarter touchdown, kind of breathed a little bit of life into that Ringgold offense, and then, of course, the pick six got him on the board early.
That did. That was big early in the game.
Well, look, this was we promised a good one, and it delivered.
Yeah.
It paid off in the second half.
It took a little bit to get it cranked up there in the first half, but once they put those mistakes and just nerves away, they were fine in that second half. That's a great second half.
Let's send it to the field. Mackenzie Johnson standing by with a happy bunch of Ringgold Tigers.
All right, Coach, big, huge go for 2 at the top of the fourth quarter. Really felt like a change in momentum for you. Talk about how confident you were in your boys to pull that off.
When the quarterback says put the ball in my hand, that's what we do, put the ball in his hand.
Your defense held them to 16 points tonight. I know going into the halftime we talked about how big they're playing. How do you feel about them now?
I mean, that stop right there, 4th and whatever it was to win the ball game, that shows the amount of grit that we've got. we've said it since this new staff's taken over. These kids got a lot of grit, and we're not the biggest, we're not the strongest, we're not the fastest, but we are going to be the toughest.
You also talked about the offensive improvements that you need to make going into halftime. How do you feel like you made those adjustments in the second half?
We didn't change anything. We just fixed it. I mean, we did what we were supposed to do, eat the clock away. That's a really good offense, and I feel like they probably felt the same about that, us going into it. But, I mean, there were no adjustments made. We just did what we were supposed to do.
Tonight wasn't easy for you guys. You were the away team. Heritage had a huge crowd, but you guys also showed out tonight. How did you mentally and physically prepare your boys tonight for this big crowd?
You don't. You can only prepare for that once a year, and that's when you play each other. I mean, last time I heard it was 8,000 people, pre-sale tickets. Now you're talking probably 10,000. There's no other high school environment around here that shows that.
Thanks, Coach. One last thing I just have to present to you, the Friday Night Rivals presented by Dr. Pepper. Congratulations, Coach. Thanks so much. Thanks, guys.
All right, Mackenzie Johnson with Austin Crisp, the head coach of the Ringgold Tigers, victorious tonight on Dr. Pepper. Friday Night Rivals presented by CHI Memorial. It was a 6-3 game at the half as we get a look at our Scott's Furniture scoring summary tonight. Look at that offensive explosion for Ringgold. Again, that was a defensive touchdown in the first quarter. 15 fourth quarter points, Scott. That was the difference.
Took a while to find their sea legs, but once they did, that offense started clicking. The offensive line, we gave them some push on that Heritage defensive front. They were able to put some points on the board. 15 points in the fourth quarter for Ringgold to get the win.
Wow, what an effort by the Ringgold Tigers. Again, an offense that sputtered as you get a look at those totals. Again, Ringgold with just one first down.
Look at the total yardage.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
I mean, if you were to look at just the numbers, Scott, you'd think Heritage blew them out.
Yeah, you would. You would. Until you see 4 turnovers and 9 penalties for 120 yards. But that penalties really, I guess, balanced each other out. But look at that time of possession, too, man.
Yeah,
Almost
24
twice
minutes
as
of that, by the way. 21 minutes, was in the first half.
Well, there you go.
So 9 minutes in the second half for Heritage. That just shows you how things switched up. All right, you ready to head to Dunlap?
Yes, sir, I'm ready.
We go to Sequatchie County as they welcome in the Pirates of South Pittsburgh next week. We'll have all of the action for you here on the CW Chattanooga starting at 7 o'clock. You can also stream the game here on ChattanoogaCW.com. You can find us on YouTube as well. Friday Night Rivals with the Pirates and the Indians. That'll be a fun one next week. Thanks to our sponsors who make all of this possible. Thanks to you guys for joining us tonight, our incredible crew from Mackenzie Johnson, Heath Thacker. I'm Chris Goforth saying so long, everybody. We'll see you next Friday night from Dunlap. Dr. Pepper, Friday Night Rivals presented by CHI Memorial.
Boom.